the toughest things to do in all of college football is win on the road. When you're a ranked team going into a hostile environment, these fans are ready to knock them off course. Welcome to the home of the Florida State Seminoles, Doak Campbell Stadium in Tallahassee, as we'll see the number 22 team in the country, the Georgia Bulldogs, taking on a team from the ACC, the Florida State Seminoles. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, here with David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Guys, let's get this thing rolling. And the Seminoles will put toe to leather to crank us up. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. This is what we expected. This crowd ready to make its presence known. The give to the back. Good call, good execution as they move the chains and they have a first down at the 38.
There's nothing better than opening drive, coming out as an away team. Everybody's got all that excitement, all that energy, and being able to run the football and physically exert yourself to start a football game.
They're going to ride this running back.
You definitely want to commit to the run game. You want to establish the run game. You want the defense to honor it. But if it doesn't work a little later down the road, you might think about airing and rolling out.
This crowd going to try to make life miserable for these guys. Wants to fire on second down. Picked off, and the opening drive is stopped with an interception. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick.
That is the perfect start for a defense that has really struggled against the pass this season. They're in the bottom portion, okay? Have struggled, but opening drive, making a statement. Maybe this creates some momentum. Maybe this turns the tide for this defense.
Offense in the sumo set with the big boys. The give to the back. Not much working there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
Run game is good. Balance is good. Now listen, if the run game isn't good, then you got to pass the football a little bit more. But sometimes you got to keep them honest, take them chunk by chunk.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Back to pass. Oh, they're after him. Pressure is effective from the defense. They knock him down just behind the midfield stripe at the 48. This pressure from the defensive front is overwhelming, much like when three-time All-American David Pollack played on the Georgia defensive front. Whatever happened to that? Nowhere to go, and the ball is loose. Defense falls on the ball. Going to be a turnover. And maybe this guy was hoping somebody would bail him out, like a tuck rule or something.
Not going to be so lucky this time around. Give the defense credit. This pass rush is serious. It's real. And this quarterback is now going to have to play with a clock in his head that's going up just a little bit quicker. He's got to do a better job understanding when to get ready.
Wants to throw on first down. Snagged out of the air.
Now, I think this receiver's forte is his route running. He's a guy that can line up all over the field, but it's not just catching post routes and goes. This guy can run shallows, he can run slants, he can run the option routes and find soft spots in the defense. This guy really has all the routes in his toolbox.
He's got it on the right. Breaks into the open. They make the stop, but he'll have enough yardage for a first down.
Yeah, you throw a little hitch route. Nice job getting the ball out of his hands quickly. Wide receiver, quarterback. Nice job being on the same page. Nice completion, nice catch.
Looking to throw on first down. Oh, man, what a missed opportunity. Big fella almost got to run with the ball. Instead, it falls incomplete and brings up second down.
You just wonder if the quarterback's trying to get it all back after throwing the pick the last time out. This time, that was not a good read. The defender was all over that throw. He should have intercepted that, but thanks to the drop, the offense stays on the field. This quarterback has got to take a breath, and he's got to settle himself down.
Wants to pass. Fires to the wideout. And they fail to hook up on third down.
Well, this is a disappointing drive for the offense considering where this drive started, in their opponent territory. Now you're 4th and long. You've got to be better throwing the football in those types of situations.
And now on 4th down, they'll try a field goal. This crowd trying to do its part to get inside the kicker's head. And he got just enough of that one. And the first points of the day come on that field goal. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Very intriguing Big 12 matchup today, gentlemen. Here's a look at how it finished up. Rutgers stopped a mud hole en route to a double-digit win, and they did it outside of Piscataway. That speaks to the way this coach has galvanized this team and the direction this program is headed. Big 12 football at its finest, gentlemen. Just when you think you have things figured out, a game like this happens.
And Kevin Connors keeping an eye on everything all over the country. Sounds like they had a good one there. The Seminoles have it back. They'll try to get that offensive spear flaming. Ball security going to be paramount this time, Jesse.
Yeah, and sense of urgency, too. They're trailing in this game right now. The turnover wasn't great, so, David, they really got to be able to put something positive together on this drive.
Put something positive together, be aggressive, but don't be reckless. Can't have any more of those turnovers.
After the productive first down play, it's 2nd and 6. They'll run it from the gun. Couldn't find a lane. A pickup of 1 to the 31.
You know, as a defense, you kind of want to force the give on the RPO. You want them to run the football, and you can tell maybe the quarterback wishes he pulled this. Small gain, but some information you gathered maybe for the next time you get to run an RPO.
He did not make it a stone wall on 3rd down.
And that play shows you really what this defense is about. It's a difficult one to attack. They're really good. One of the best in the country. They come at you from all angles. So I'm interested to watch. How do you mix up the play calling? How do you keep the defense off balance? Because they are a good one.
The Seminoles will come to the line to convert on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Makes the grab, got the conversion, and still going. They were willing to spin that wheel of fortune in their own territory, and it paid off.
And it came up good. I mean, I think you see the aggressiveness by these offenses now, willing to go for it on their own territory, and I like it because they got it.
The Seminoles have it with a 1st and 10. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
That back had absolutely nowhere to run the football. Actually, is he counting? I think he's counting to make sure there's only 11 guys on defense.
Got stuffed on 1st down. It's 2nd and 10. He wants to change this route. Going to swing it on 2nd down. Here comes the heat. Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face 3rd down.
Well, the defense has been able to get after this guy early and often in this game, and it's affecting his accuracy, and it's affecting this offense's ability to throw the football consistently.
They've got to come up with a big play on this 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Works the middle of the field. And a big-time grab there. Knocked down immediately, but not before he gets it to the 40.
Well, the defense knew coming into this one they had to have a plan for one of the best receivers in the country, so they're double covering him. You can't do anything else, and still they can't prevent this guy from making the catch and getting the first down.
And the the defense stops him just short of the first down. Maybe needed a few more chain links to move the sticks.
Really good surge that time by the offensive line. You saw all those bodies by the defense being pushed backwards. That opened up the crease for the ball carrier. He's able to get a really nice gain there, setting up 2nd and inches.
They'll go to the air on 2nd and short. Gets it out quickly. Got some room, headed to the goal line. And he'll haul it in and take it to the end zone. Touchdown, Knowles! When that receiver got 3, it was all over.
And it's so nice to have a receiver like this as a quarterback because you pad my stats. I like those long touchdown passes where I just threw it really short and he did the rest of the work.
And they tacked on the extra point. They're set to kick it off, and this crowd now ready to get behind them. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Picked off, and they ruin an early drive with the turnover. Taking it the other way. And they'll close in on him after a good return on the interception.
And what a start for this guy. That's now his 2nd interception in the first quarter of this game. He has been an absolute ball hawk in this thing early, and the quarterback would do well to stop throwing his way the remainder of this game.
All right, guys, here comes the Florida State offense onto the field. Off to a good start here and back to work now with a 7-3 lead. Tough, determined run gets it down to the 12.
Well, you're down here in the red zone. You know you've got to be able to run the football, so good call going with the toss play. Nice blocking up front. Good patience by the back finding his crease.
As they get set to snap it, time winding down here in the quarter. They're going to test the right side with this one. And after the stop, that is going to put a bow on this first quarter. That's the end of the quarter, and Florida State has the lead. We've played one. Before we move on, let's have a look at the stats. Now to see if these guys can get back in the game as we open the second quarter. So they had a chance to talk over this 3rd down play to open the period. They'll send the back in motion. On 3rd and short, they'll go to the power running game. And he's loose, and he'll take it to the house. Touchdown, Seminoles. Well, just as you would expect, that didn't take very long.
It didn't, Reese, and you've got to make great field position count. When you've got opportunities, you got to pay it off. And the offense took advantage, scoring a touchdown. Didn't have far to go, but they got the points they needed.
And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. And Georgia ready to go back to work on offense. They've been pretty much stifled on offense so far, David. Only able to muster 3 points in their previous 3 drives.
And you got to find a way to open this up and create some explosive plays.
Oh, he's got some space. And he's to the 48-yard line. That'll be good enough for a first down.
When you talk about creating big plays in the running game like this makes the game really easy. Actually, when you've got a guy like this that you can hand it to with this much speed and elusiveness, just hard to bring down in the open field. What a big gain for the offense.
I love the quick decision the QB made there on that RPO, knowing he wanted to get it out of his hands fast. He just needs to make a more accurate throw moving forward.
Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. From the gun, running back on the move. He breaks a tackle.
You love to see this on offense. Early in drives, getting that kind of yardage keeps you ahead of the chains.
A cacophony of noise, debilitating surround sound. The war chant on 3rd down at the dope. They'll try to get the first through the air. Finds the tight end. And a big hit at the end, but it didn't stop him from getting the first down.
Nice catch by the big tight end. Nice job holding on to the football, getting the first down. But I tell you what, I love the physicality by the defense. I love how they're making him pay every time he catches the football. Later on, he might be less likely to want to reach his arms out there and try to catch that thing.
Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers.
Quarterback could not have walked that ball and placed it into the hands of his receiver any better. That was a perfect throw. Wide out, deep downfield. You got to finish the play.
Brought down at the 30-yard line. It's a gain of 6.
It's going to be important this offensive line is able to get a little bit of push. Just got to give this guy an inch, a little crease, and he can make yards for it.
From the gun on 3rd down. Deep shot for the end zone. Touchdown, Georgia! They took a shot to the end zone and found 6 points waiting on them. And let's hold on just a minute here as the officials are going to have a second look.
And it's so underrated. The relationship between a QB and a wide receiver, the timing, the ability to know where he's going to be and be accurate with the football, that's what leads to nice touchdowns, Jesse.
Well, and the chemistry between these two guys has to be great when you're throwing into the end zone because coverage is going to be tight. The throw might not be perfect, but this is something these two guys have been repping in practice over and over and over, and it's paying dividends now in game.
And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. Okay, guys, the Florida State offense returns to the field. Back and forth we go on these last couple of drives, David. Everybody moving the ball.
Man, these offenses are in a rhythm. Everything they're doing right now is working. A lot of scoring. This puts a lot more pressure on your offense, Palmer, when you walk on the field.
And at this point, too, David, which defense can break serve, right? Who can get a stop? That's what it feels like is going to be the determining factor in this game.
Didn't get much done on that first play of the drive. It's 2nd and 11. Moving out of the pocket. On the run, deep down the right side. And the incomplete pass taking a shot on 2nd down, and they'll be left with a 3rd down.
Well, we know this offense hasn't been able to get it going on the ground so far in this game. Now they're trying through the air, but give this defense credit. They've got a really good game plan. They've got all 11 guys on that side of the ball executing perfectly. Fantastic job in the back end that time, being in position and making sure that thing fell incomplete.
He steps out right at the 40-yard line, and now they are in business moving toward midfield.
And that's why they got to keep running the football, man, because play action is going to be a big part of this game plan. You've got to get this tight end over the middle of the field vertically and give him an opportunity because you just saw how dangerous he is after the catch.
Wants to go up top on 1st down. Fired that thing out in a heartbeat, but it's incomplete.
All right, that's a good result for the defense. We knew coming into this year they wanted to really improve their pass defense and their secondary and coverage. Nice job there.
Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. The play action fake. Under pressure, and down he goes at the 33. If there's ever been a position group that sort of identifies with the team's mascot, it would be the bulldog mentality of this Georgia front.
Those hunkering down dogs up front, they got to hunker down and stop the run and be physical. And then guess what? It gets into passing situations. Now I'm quick. Now I'm on the edge. Now I'm making that quarterback's life a living you-know-what.
The Seminoles will punt it away on 4th down. They'll have to punt for the first time this afternoon. Makes the catch, and now looking for just a little bit of daylight. He did a great job finding some running room on that return and was able to set up the offense with good field position. We're ready to get another look at this Bulldog offense. They close the gap on their last drive. Now an opportunity to take the lead if they can score here. Turning it on. He's at the 50. The 30. Touchdown, Bulldogs!
Huge play. It's so nice to have guys that can create these explosive plays like this. You hand it to him, he can do the rest. Look at the speed, look at the elusiveness, get into the end zone. Nice run.
And the extra point puts them up by a field goal. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Fellas, week to week, you just never know, which is why we're here with an update. Arkansas State is in front. They've responded well to all the off-the-field chatter this week, but they still have to finish the job, and that is no sure thing right now. They're up by 7 over Coastal Carolina. We'll keep you updated on things in a game that could alter the balance of power in the Sun Belt. Fellas?
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. Guys, here comes that Florida State offense back onto the field. That last drive fizzled out, Jesse. They had to punt it.
Yeah, they did. And, David, they're just going to have to do a better job this time around erasing the mental mistakes.
And just trying to solve the defensive riddle, understanding what they're trying to do to you and attack them.
Didn't get much done on that first play of the drive. It's 2nd and 11. Looking to fire. Finds his man. It's Marsh. Makes the grab almost to the first down marker, but a good pickup on that one. So an example of a tight end doing a little unheralded work to set up a much better third down situation.
And I like the QB here, Reese. I like the decision where I understand, let's get this football out, let's get some positive yards, and then get to third down, and we can still have a better situation now because we got rid of the football and took the yards over there. That is how it's done on third down and short. No doubt about it. An easy hole to get through and clearly get the first down.
If you really want to simplify football, the low man wins. That time the offense got the better of the D. Easily picked that up.
The Noles will have it 1st and 10. Looking downfield on 1st down. Using the quick game. Brought down at the 47-yard line after the 15-yard pickup.
That's why this guy is such a weapon in this offense, because you don't have to throw it far downfield. Just get the ball in his hands. He catches it close to the line of scrimmage, but look what he was able to do after the catch. He gets an explosive play for this offense.
From the 47-yard line on 1st and 10. Looking to throw on 1st down. And the physical play there forces the incompletion on 1st down.
You know, it's difficult for QBs sometimes when you're throwing to your running backs because they're not receivers. You really got to be perfect with the ball placement. You got to make that a catchable throw. A little bit too tough for the RB on that one.
Try to make up for some of that lost ground on 2nd down. Couldn't connect on 1st down, now back to the air. That's caught. It's Cano. Steps out at the 34-yard line. Big pickup on that one in this offense within striking distance.
Yeah, and some quarterbacks just read your mail. And Palmer, it looked like he read blitz all the way and knew his answer.
Yeah, David, you could tell this guy spent a lot of time studying film leading up to this game. They knew this defense was going to try to pressure him, so you want to know where your answers are against the blitz, and he found it there, dumping it off to his back.
Now on 1st and 10 from the 35. Touch pass on the jet sweep. He is stopped behind the line of scrimmage. They'll lose yards on that one. Quick timeout by the defense there, trying to make sure everyone has the same call. And the Seminoles now with a long way to go to pick up the 1st down. He wants to throw it again. Got the quick pass. They'll ride him out of bounds after the good pickup, spotted at the 25-yard line.
I love the anticipation on that throw by the QB on the out route. You got to throw it before the receiver comes out of his break. Nice work.
And the Knowles come to the ball trying to pick up this 3rd and short. Got it, looking for the first down. There he goes. And he earns a first down, and boy, did he earn it after taking that lift.
Nice job decision-making by the quarterback there in the RPO, not handing it off, knowing he had to throw it, but then also understanding his open guy was going to be in the right flat.
From the red zone, looking for a man. Got a man. Touchdown, Florida State. All that baby in and then stroll into the end zone for the score.
And I just love the execution by this offense. Late in the half, man, you want to take the lead. You want to get that momentum on your side, and they do it. They finish it with the passing game. And I'll tell you what, keep that passing game up. You can keep this lead, keep the momentum, and keep putting up numbers.
And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. Plenty of time to work. Not any time to waste as they take over here in the final 2 minutes of the half. From the gun, the running back looking for room. These little gains can start to add up as he gets it up to the 34. Clock's running and they'll try to get to the line warp speed for 2nd down. Wants to go up top. Under fire. And he's left with no option but to throw it away.
And you knew he was going to take a step back because you can't throw the ball for over 80% of the season. Like, that's ridiculous. Last week he was on fire, but this week, man, he's freezing cold. And he's got to find something to get this offense going. But right now, just off target. Somebody needs to step up, make a play, and maybe get a spark for this offense.
He's going for the big play. Grabs it at the 25 in stride. And he'll take it to the house. He got loose. Touchdown, Dogs!
Quarterback's abilities to read the field is huge. And also the anticipation, the timing. To be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit a guy in stride so he can get run after the catch and get in the end zone, that was a nice job by the quarterback.
Yeah, it's critical, David. And listen, a lot of times touchdown passes aren't thrown into the end zone. You've got to read the coverage, hit the open guy, and let him do the rest.
Get a chance to work on that hurry-up offense here in the final minute of the first half. To the air on 1st down. Throws to the wideout. Picked off. What a play to set him up. He managed a few yards on that return, but the bigger play was the fact that they forced the turnover. And Georgia ready to go back to work on offense. Last drive went for 6. We'll see if they can do it again. Wants to throw on 1st down. Right on the money. He goes out of bounds right at the 30. Good pickup on that one.
Hey, listen, on offense, just take what the defense gives you. Quarterback looks out wide. He sees the DB way off of the receiver. Throw him the easy hitch pass. He'll take that completion.
And the Bulldogs can play this 2nd down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. Unloads to the wideout. And he is finding wide open defenders all over the field. His 3rd interception of the day. Finally brought down, but what a play, not only to get the football, but to flip the field position with the return. This late in the half, here's the question. How aggressive will the play calling be? Hold and finds his man on the left. Knocked out of bounds after a good gain on that one. They'll spot it at the 43.
Well, they pick up the first against zone coverage. I think a big part of this for young quarterbacks out there is if you're going to be throwing into zone coverage, you got to throw on time. You can't stare down receivers because the entire defense has their eyes on you, so you can't telegraph where the ball's going. You've got to hold it to the very last possible second. Try to freeze defenders with your eyes, and then throw the ball into open areas of the field, anticipating where your guy's going to be.
And that's a really good job by this defense, because remember, when the quarterback runs, now you got an extra blocker because he's not just handing it off and standing there, and they still did a good job at the point of attack, kind of strung it along and made him run out of bounds.
Off the play fake. Just too much of a rush, and down goes the quarterback just behind the midfield stripe at the 49. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half, maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. On 3rd and long, he's going to have to turn one loose downfield. Pass is incomplete, and we dwindle down to 7 seconds.
That's why it's so important for this defense to win 1st and 2nd down. You set up 3rd and longs like that, you can show your exotic looks, you can get the pass rush going, everybody in the back end expecting throw, and that's how you force incompletions and force 4th downs.
Just enough time for one final play in this half. From his end zone, he'll have to get rid of it. Quickly complete. He'll be brought down, and that's the final play of the half. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update. The Bulldogs will try to kick this one deep to get things underway in the 2nd half. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Seminoles have it back. They'll try to get that offensive spear flaming. If they're going to get on top in this game, they're going to have to find a way to get the running game going in the 2nd half.
Agree, so it can create some more balance, some more unpredictability. I feel like this defense has got a good beat on what they're doing, especially if they don't mix it up a little bit. So I do look for a little 2nd half running the football, Palmer, out of this group.
And I think the thing, Dave, is they just got to be more physical. I don't think this is a scheme question about trying different run plays. I think it's up to the big fellas up front.
Oh, it's picked off. Not the 2nd half start they'd hoped for. Looking for more room. And he will roll into the end zone. Touchdown, Georgia.
And stop it. How about back-to-back weeks with pick sixes? This guy is now making plays, not just for his defense. He's scoring points, and I promise you the locker room is a lot of fun. Mr. Pick Six, he's going to get a lot of congratulations and a lot of accolades this week.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. All right, guys, here comes the Florida State offense onto the field. The big thing now, don't get rattled by that last pick six, David.
Nah, it was a big mistake. Obviously, the defense took advantage of it, but you got to put it behind you. Jesse, I'm sure you know a thing or two about throwing a pick six and how to rebound.
I believe I've only thrown one in my life, but yes, I do because of that singular instance. I'll say this. You can't let that play beat you twice. You got to go out and not try to get it all back here in one play. Just execute the offense.
Working well behind the sticks on 2nd down. Back to pass. Fires to the right. Just too much juice on that one as he airmails his receiver out of bounds.
And you've seen this formula work at all levels of football. You pressure the quarterback, his numbers start to drop. He's not as efficient. Nice job by the defense.
And this offense just has to find a way to convert this third down, or else they are really in trouble. Bringing the heat. Got away from trouble and got rid of it. Complete out of the backfield, looking for the sticks.
Right there, I think you need a better play call. You got to help your quarterback out a little bit because the throw has got to at least make it to the sticks. On that last play, you're basically trusting the guy to make a few dudes miss in order to go pick up that first down. I think you need to start being a bit more aggressive here when these third downs present themselves.
And he gets it up to the 36. It'll be a first down. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. And the Seminoles will line it up on 1st and 10. With the catch, it's Miranda. Found a bunch of room and got it to the 44-yard line.
And I love the idea of getting this guy screen throws because of his ability after the catch. So nice job getting downfield, getting a hat-on-hat, and giving him a tunnel to run through.
The Seminoles are moving quickly down the field. Give to the running back.
Another tough run for this offense, and I think a big reason why they're down on the scoreboard right now is they just haven't been able to get this guy going. They've tried to give him the ball a lot. It just hasn't paid off, but you get the feeling, too, if they are going to crawl back in this one, they need him to break one off, and it just takes one play for this guy. Don't be impatient. You got to keep giving him the football.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Looking to fire. Throws to the wideout. Makes the grab along the sidelines, and they get enough for the first down.
The corner route will always be one of those staple routes versus zone. So if you see zone, it's a great job by the wide receiver pushing vertically. You see him threaten that safety, and then you break off to the sideline where it's really hard for that corner to get back in the play.
From the red zone, looking for a receiver. Makes the grab. Couldn't quite get it into the end zone. He goes out of bounds at the 3, but they are in business.
The defense needs to have a plan for this guy. They weren't ready for that one. Drag route, running all the way across the field. And the DB just can't stay with them because of his speed. And as a result, they give up a big one.
After coming up with back-to-back explosive plays, here they are, 1st and goal. He's got it down to the 1-yard line, right on the doorstep of Pater.
You know, I really like this QB running the football because I know he's got a lot of speed, but he's not the biggest guy in the world. So he's not going to be able to break a lot of tackles. You really got to do a good job of trying to scheme ways to get him out more.
And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, no!
And the running back gets his 2nd rushing touchdown of the game. You want to continue to feed this guy. You can tell he's got a nose for the end zone, knows how to get in there, knows how to make things happen.
And with the extra point, they draw closer. It's 31-28. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Hey, guys, wanted to give you a quick update on a game happening in Conference USA. UTSA has been blitzed from the opening kick, and as you can see, the score right now is a lot to a little. They're trailing by 14 to FIU. Implications galore inside CUSA, and we'll circle back should anything big happen.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us.
That's such a great physical play by the defense because this is one of the bigger, more physical running backs you'll see in the country. And we're used to seeing him push the pile the other direction, not that time. It's the big guys up front on defense getting penetration, and they're sending him back for a tackle for it.
Rides the back on the option, the give. Still on his feet at the 35. Up near the 40-yard line. They'll mark it at the 39, a pickup of 15.
You know, as a defense, you can have the right call and the right guy in the right spot, but that guy's just too good. And how about the running back on that play? Just making it happen, breaking off the huge gain. It's tough to get these guys on the ground.
To the ground. He's got it again. Didn't get much done on that run. He'll fight his way out and maybe pick up a yard.
Great job by the defense. Everybody firing off the ball, hitting their guys, holding their gaps, running to the football, nowhere to go.
Just about had another one picked off. They've already thrown 3 in this game. They're lucky it wasn't 4 there. They're bringing the chop. They're bringing the noise on 3rd down at the dope. From the gun, wants to pass. Fires to the wideout. Got his man. On the move at the 30. And he ran away from the defense to take it in. Touchdown, Bulldogs. Like a Thanksgiving turkey, they're just being carved. No shot. They have no idea how to get in this quarterback's head.
He's on fire. Everything he's doing is working defensively. We got to figure something out. We got to try to do something a little bit different, bring more pressure. At this rate, shoot, he's on so much fire, you might as well just send everybody. Blitz everybody, live with the results, because everything else ain't working anyways.
That gamble did not pay off as they bring him down at the 12-yard line. Okay, guys, the Florida State offense returns to the field. They are trailing by 10 here, Jesse, but this is the type of team that seems... It's a fumble. Defense grabs the football, and there he goes. They drag him down pretty quickly, but the defense forced a big turnover.
Oh, and it's a hit like that that will absolutely light up the sideline, light up the stadium, change the momentum, and help you win a football game, because that hit is what caused that fumble.
With the run on 1st and goal. This time they stop him behind the line of scrimmage, and boy, that has been rare in this one.
And that's exactly what you want to do as a defense, man. You want to get penetration and not let that tank get downhill. Because when he gets downhill at that weight and that size, it could be a problem for your defense. Get him before he gets started.
Here's a heat. Wideout trying to get it in. They'll mark him down at the 2. The excellent execution on that throw and catch. This defense was put in a difficult spot, but they've made it tough, and now the offense faces 3rd and goal. From the gun, wants to pass. Touchdown, Dogs! Fired in from the red zone for the score. These guys are really hitting their stride in week 4 as they push out that lead. The kick is good, but the penalty flag indicates we've got a roughing the kicker call coming.
And I love finding the big fella down in the red zone, 3rd and goal. You got to make something happen down here. Throw it up high. Let the big fella make you look really good as a quarterback. Love finding those big guys down here in the red zone.
And the ball will make it into the end zone. No return on that one for a touchback. He'll start this drive firing. Dances away. Trying to make magic on the scramble. And it'll be a short game, but no need to take a big hit there on the scramble.
And one of the things I love about this defense is their speed. And they knew coming into the game that they were going to see quarterback run, but that time they had him all bottled up, and they were able to use their speed to make him go east and west and run him.
And the pass rush is effective, and they tackle him at the 19. The Dogs getting a push in the middle and getting to the quarterback and just salivating to get at him.
And every year they find these dudes. They all look the same, just massive, big, strong, quick guys that don't like people, Reese Davis, that just love hitting people with aggressiveness. And just, it's so amazing that they find that year after year in this defensive line group.
They're a perfect 2 for 2 on 4th down. They'll go for the hat trick. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. Unloads to the wideout. And that is interception number 3 on the day.
Well, coming out of the tunnel in the 3rd quarter, this quarterback now is really struggling with his decision-making. 2 picks here in the 3rd quarter. This looks like Jekyll and Hyde from what we saw in the 1st half.
Well, and the bad thing is they're going to be in passing situations. They're coming from behind. They're going to need him to play better. Like, he's going to have to read the field better and make
a shot toward the end zone. And that ball was in harm's way, and he is lucky to get that one back.
I know the offense came into this game expecting to have some success throwing the football, and right after getting a takeaway right outside of the red zone, they try to do just that. The one-on-one matchups are going to be there in this game. That time, though, the defense did a better job making a play, forcing the incompletion.
We've been treated to an aerial show by these 2 guys so far as you check out their numbers. 1 more quarter to play, and it might be unlikely, but hey, it's college football. Comebacks happen. So we open the final period with a 3rd down play. On 3rd down, he drops to throw. Finds his big tight end. He will not get there. A stop on 3rd down leaves him with a 4th down from the 18-yard line. And if the kicker can put one through, this will be a successful drive. And he'll try to make it 2 for 2, this time from 35 yards away. He splits the uprights and puts 3 on the board. And now the lead is extended a little further. They keep pushing that lead out, and the kickoff team's getting some work. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Here comes that Florida State offense back onto the field. Last drive ended with an interception, and they can't afford to have that happen again. Offense took a little bit too much time at the line there. Ready, fight. Here's the snap, ready to cut one loose. Pulls it in, it's Duarte. Breaks into the open. Finally forced out of bounds. Maybe a step shy of midfield. They'll mark it at the 49.
Let's go. We got some life. We made a big play. Something to build off of. We need a lot of points, and we need them quickly. Time's running out. We're trailing big in this ballgame.
Looking to throw on 1st down. And it just squirted through his hands. He wanted to take off and got too anxious.
It's a nice adjustment by the defense here. With a big lead in the game, you're putting extra DBs on the field, knowing the offense has to throw to get back in this one in the 4th quarter. So your best cover guys on the field, and they force an incompletion on the last one.
Back to pass on 2nd down. Pocket breaking down. And he fires a dirt ball. Man, oh man, would he like to have that pass back.
At this point of the game in the 4th quarter, it is going to be tough for this offense to get some completions here, because now, trailing by this much, the defense is expecting pass, and they're putting a whole bunch of extra DBs on the field to help them out in coverage.
On 3rd down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. With the catch, it's Miranda. He's knocked out of bounds. They'll mark it at the 44.
Rolled out of bounds at the 44. Now, a 4th down.
Down in the 4th quarter, it's too late for empty possessions. They'll go for it on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. They stop him short of the mark blocker, and they'll turn it over on downs.
And they decide to go for it. They decide to be aggressive, try to throw the football down the field. Receiver, quarterback, not on the same page. No dice, turnover on downs.
We're ready to get another look at this Bulldog offense. Out of the shotgun, they go to the ground. And he was able to get away from one tackle, but plenty of help was on the way. Decent pickup on that play.
It's a point in the game, I think, as a coaching staff where you really challenge your offensive line to go win the football game, right? We've got to lead late. We're going to run the football. And the defense and everybody in the stadium knows that's what's going to happen. Can we run the ball down their throats and impose our will? That's what this offense right now is trying to do.
Knocked down in the backfield, and boy, this guy's had a good day, but they finally get to him on that run.
It's going to be tough sledding for the offense here. They're trying to ice this game by running the football and bleeding the clock. They've got a pretty good lead here late in the game, but the defense knows the run's coming, right? So they're going to be loading the line of scrimmage, getting stops like what they just did. Be interesting to see what the offense does on this next one.
On 3rd and short, they'll try to throw for it. Fires toward the end zone. And that ball was in harm's way, and he is lucky to get that one back.
Well, on that last deep shot, it looked to me like the quarterback probably forced that ball into coverage. But can you really blame him, guys? I mean, these two have already hooked up for 2 touchdowns in the game. If I'm him, I'm thinking the same thing. Even when he's covered, he's open. And he's shown the ability to climb the ladder and make contested catches. So I don't mind him taking another shot there.
Wants to go up top on 1st down. Hit hard as he released the ball on that 1st down pass, and it never had a chance.
And I absolutely love what this defense is doing, man. You know exactly what time it is. You've got a big lead. They're going to have to throw the football. So more nickels, more dimes. Bring the speed on the field.
They get enough rush, and it pays off. The sack at the 20.
This quarterback has been under duress all game long. He's one of the best in the country, and he's used to having his way. He's the one who's used to dictating to opposing defenses, but that has not been the case in this game. Here we are late. He's still under pressure, taking a sack there.
On 3rd and long, no secret what he needs here. That pass not close as he got drilled trying to deliver it, and it'll bring up 4th down.
And this is a tough time for this offense because you're in passing mode. You're in comeback mode, and what is that? The defense knows that. Like, they're pinning their ears back. They're coming after the quarterback, and you've already struggled protecting your guy today and creating those explosive plays. This offense is going to have to buckle up and really protect their guy up front.
Down by multiple possessions, you can't come up empty on this drive. They'll go for it on 4th down. He's looking deep. Pulls it in easily enough for the 1st down. And they finally make the tackle, but this will be a pretty easy conversion for this offense.
Hey, man, that was just perfect execution offensively. On a 4th down like that, if you're going to throw a completion, get the first and keep the drive alive, QB's got to be great with his eyes. He's got to throw it on time. His target has to be in the perfect place at the perfect time.
He can't corral the pitch. The ball's on the ground. They'll just try to forget about that disastrous running play on 1st down, 2nd and long coming up. Trying play action. Using his feet to buy time. Oh, he's got some space. Ripping through the defense and getting it all the way down to the 24-yard line.
You got to be impressed with the quarterback on that last play because he's already been sacked a ton of times in this game. He knows he does not have a lot of time to survey the field, get through his progression. So as soon as he feels a lane to take off and run, he's going to take it.
throws toward the end zone. Touchdown Seminoles! Grabbed in the end zone to put 6 on the board.
This guy is officially a problem. His second receiving touchdown of the game. Nice job by the offense. Dude, if I've got a matchup I like, continue to pick at it until they stop it.
We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Hey, guys, we've got a final in that Mountain West Conference Battle of Note. Wyoming handled its business today away from home. What a thorough beatdown. And what poise this generally young team showed. I think even other coaches will point to this one as what's possible. One game, I know, fellas, but this could be one to circle when we consider the big picture there in the Mountain West.
Yeah, how about that? Sounds as if they had a good ball game there, Kevin. Thanks for the update. Smart move to keep it on the ground. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on second down. Just feeds the running back. Runs through another one. Ripping off a good chunk inside the 25, and they're set up with a first down.
That's got to be demoralizing if you're the defense. You're trailing. You need to get the ball back. You got to get off the field, but you can't stop the run when they're going between the tackles. This defense is going to have to get a lot more physical, especially in the middle.
That's about as close as you can get to that marker, and it will be second and just a few breaths away from the first down. It'll be second down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. From the gun, they'll try to impose their will. Wrestled down at the 8-yard line as they threaten deep in the red zone.
Yeah, it's make or break time for this defense now. They got to get a stop, and if that's bringing more bodies in, bringing more beef in, they're running the football right up the gut, right at you. They're not going to throw the football.
Looking for the end zone. And he rolls into the house. Touchdown, Georgia! They push the lead out here in the fourth quarter and close to getting back on track and going 2-1. That trip to the end zone is 25th career touchdown.
Man, he's been productive, just has a nose for the end zone. This dude's made big play after big play for his offenses, and that's 25 touchdowns, Palmer, on the ground for the big fella.
Pretty impressive, too, when you consider when you get close to that end zone, the defense is expecting run, they're loading the box, and still this guy's been able to find his way in. 25, it's a nice number.
They're getting set to kick it away, and that last score took a little oomph out of this crowd. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. And they'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Off the play fake on first down to throw. Looking to the big tight end. Got his man downfield. He's going to be out of bounds, but not before he gets it to midfield.
Hey, you know, the defense here in this situation with a huge lead, they've got to anticipate that this offense is going to be trying to throw the ball to the sideline, so they've got to work different coverages to try to force the quarterback to go over the middle of the field with the football.
That's quite a start to a drive, and now they'll snap it from midfield. Pressure coming. Another interception. This guy just can't find his own players. He'll try to take it back. He'll be stopped, but not before getting the football and picking up big yardage on the return. What a play there. And in a two-possession game, they'll take a knee. Defense can stop it a couple more times. So now it's second and long. The defense still has a couple of timeouts at its disposal, but down a couple of possessions, the offense will take a knee. Their work here is virtually done. No need to take any more chances. They'll line up in victory formation. And they'll take a knee on 4th down. Happy with their performance so far, and they'll turn it over in the waning moments. When we